Hi guys, and welcome to the Great Civil War of Clan DBD. Should be some good fun, so we've got a couple of matches for you guys today, just two best of threes, so quite a nice, short, compact stream. I'm tired out from all the excitement of the latest DLC news. We're going to keep it nice, short and concise today, but should be some good fun. Up first, we do have Geese Howard up against Papa Palpatine, which should be a very good fun best of three, and then you will see myself, the Great Duck Master, is coming to war up against Ninja Ping Vin in a grudge rematch. I played him way back like 6 months ago or so on the channel up against each other, and he wants to get his revenge, so I'm going to do a best of three as well. Looks like these guys are ready, so we're going to hop straight in here. Let's go, go, go. Let's go. And we will pop in. So we are going to be playing on Fall of Man here, and it looks like we have Dark Elves versus Empire. Should be some good fun. Hope you guys are doing all good today. What's up, Scourge of the West? How's it going, buddy? Gonna have a quick drink there before we do get going. Unfortunately, my focus isn't fully on point yet. Still a little bit tired, unfortunately, after the last couple of days, but still. You need a map suggestion. I heard you need a map suggestion. We've gone Fall of Man, which shall be interesting. Someone suggested this the other day. So we are going to be rocking it. But Stormrun, if you have more suggestions, please let me know. Blood for the Blood God. What's up, Darth Pendragon? We're certainly going to be trying to do a few more of these clan wars in the future, showcasing a few of the other people's talents as well. But these two fine gentlemen right here want to get a bit of practice in before we do go into a couple more clan wars. So I thought it'd be good to put them on the spot, put them on live stream, put a bit of added pressure to get their blood really pumping. And as I said before, Ninja coming in with that grudge match, trying to take me down. So should be some good fun here. Should be good indeed. What did you guys think of the DLC trailer? Personally, that Mad Max opening was incredibly cool overall. I thought it was very spectacular and special. So anyway, for the forces of Palpatine, we have Karl Franz leading the Empire here, looking incredibly badass as per usual up on Deathclaw there, can certainly pack a punch. And he's going with his classic buddy, the Jade Wizard, coming in with that Regrowth and Earthblood, Power Stone as well, always fantastic paired with Franz to heal him up. We do have Spearmen along the front lines of shield just to soak up enemy damage where possible. And in the back lines, we've got the Silver Bullets and a couple of units of Knights of the Blazing Sun as well. Pretty hardcore shock cavalry. It looks like he has a nice contingent of swordsmen. Looks like some of them are chevroned up. Sigma Sons as well, the unbreakable best buddies of Sigma, dotted all the way along. And then we have a Hellblaster volley gun. Hell yeah! Coming in with the wild picks here, Papa Palpatine. Love to see this in action. Unfortunately, quite short range, much like the organ gun, but can do some great work. There's also the Hammer of Witches as well. So Hammer of Witches should entice the Dark Elves forward, and that's when the Hellblaster really can pay dividends. It's got a nice defensive formation up on the high ground here. Now, for the forces of Geese Howard here and the Dark Elves, in the front line, here's a mixture of Dread Spears and Bleak Swords, so cheap and cheerful chaff, which should be able to carve up state troops relatively effectively. He does have Double Master, which is pretty interesting. Haven't seen these guys use too much at all. It looks like one of them is on or both of them are in fact on Cold Ones. For his lordship, he has Malekith on a Cold One as well, something you don't get to see terribly often, coming in with Soul Stealer and Gaze of Malice, as expected. The competitive way of playing him, basically. And then we have a ton of skirmishes, but at the same time is the Dark Elf way. So double Dark Rider repeater crossbows. Nice to see just two of these guys instead of overloading with a huge amount of them. Dark Riders with shields and Cold One Knights as well for a bit more added punch. Of course, Snesh's Harvesters are here as well. Regiment Renowned Doomfire Warlocks, always very competitive. Looks like these guys are good to get underway. Looks like in Deep Reserve here we have some sneaky stabbings coming to play by the Dark Elves, and that is simply going to be the Dark Riders with shields. Best of threes, it is indeed Noob for Life. What's up, Dave the White Lizard? Hope you're good, man. Just checking out, man, imagine how good the remaining DLC would be. I'm so excited. Dwarf Skaven DLC next. Oh, maybe not Skaven, but Dwarf, hell yeah. Let's get some Dowie and Wood Elf love in there. Yeah, just best of three today, guys. Unfortunately, feeling a tiny bit under the weather, just not very awakened with it. Unfortunately, I haven't slept hugely well the last couple of days, so nice short stream, just two best of threes, but should be some good fun as well, and give us a chance to discuss the DLCs. Good luck, have fun. Looks like Geese Howard is ready. So you guys more excited for the Greenskins or the Empire? More lizards, if anything. Damn right, New for Life. You're a man of top class. Top class. Blue River Reach, Bloodpine Woods, and of course Troll Country. What's up, my boy? The Red Legion. The man, the myth, the legend. Hope you're all good today, man. We're just doing a couple of best of 3 matchups. Should be some good fun and a little bit of a clan civil war. It's over, geese. I have the high ground. Papa Palpatine learned from Obi-Wan there. Looks like the boys, I can hear their buttons being clicked, and here we go. Dark Elves certainly going to have to push forward here to the nice defensive formation of the Empire. Swordsman in the opening line with Spearman in the second line is quite unusual. Swordsman, of course, better damage dealers, but are quicker to tear through. But I do like the Spearman, I suppose, being a little bit closer to the silver bullets and, of course, the Hammer of Witches. Hellblaster Polygon already up to 9 kills, just lacing a few shots over there into the Dread Spears, doing some pretty good work. As the Dark Elves do start to race forward, coming down the hill. I really love the Hellblaster pick. It's a pretty wild pick, but at the same time, in the distance, you can see the Dark Riders emerging from the shadows. And if Palpatine doesn't see this, these guys can certainly do a decent amount of damage, although it looks like Knights of the Blazing Sun are floating in the back lines here. Not sure if they have actually spotted their opponent yet. Dark Riders equally sneaking up to try and get the best out of this opportunity, but it looks like Karl Franz has spotted these sneaky Dark Riders, and he's going to be having absolutely none of it if he does swarm in. But instead, Knights of the Blazing Sun are going to be getting in here, doing a nice lancing charge, as Karl Franz does dive down onto these repeated crossbows, who are certainly going to have to flee back relatively quickly here. They're trying to get some damage into that Hellblaster, but to be honest, the Hellblaster is not going to be able to see too much in a minute. Once the front lines do engage, perhaps they'll be able to shoot up the line, which could cause some horrendous damage, and could be very nice indeed. Looks like Dark Riders on the other flank have been pushed back by Knights of the Blazing Sun, but some Dread Spears do drop in there and intercept. And as you can see, even Spearmen take a huge amount of damage, especially if unbraced against a heavy shot cav. You just don't want to leave the cav in there for the long term. As the front line does get underway here, looks like Dread Spears fleeing for their lives from the Sigma Suns. I don't blame them, those guys kind of scary. And Cold War Knights also going down the gullet here, trying to get some effective cycle charging going. Word of Pain has been dropped on the Knights of the Blazing Sun, as some Cold War Knights plus Malekith do drop in on these guys. These Knights are not going to last long at all here, and dealing very low damage back. Karl Franz hunting down the Masters where possible. Now, these guys are anti-large, but they don't want to go toe-to-toe with him unsupported. He is simply too much of a glorious combatant, and will hunt them down quite effectively. But looks like if the Dark Riders can get some Overwatch fire, plus both Masters in here, this could be a juicy engagement indeed. Knights of the Blazing Sun have been lost on the high ground, and the Empire are starting to lose a little bit of ground after some very successful early engagements and volleys. Down here, Knights of Blazing Sun punishing those Dread Spears and forcing them back, and Sigma Suns eating up Bleak Swords in the front line, proving once and for all that Sigma is the true Lord of Light in this realm. Up to 31 kills, very impressive. Cold War Knights doing okay cycle charging in the front line, but need to be wary of these Spearmen. Wrapping up and around would be much nicer. We do have a big fat Soul Sealer coming down though, eating up Silver Bullets, who really need to be shut down. They can cause a lot of problems, but as you can see, Dread Spears and Swordsmen are overloading this flank here. Hellblaster Volley Gun has been shut down, at least for the moment, and something needs to hop on top of the Silver Bullets. They are raining shots down on these Dark Riders. They're taking a huge beating here, but now they're in range of both units. It could be a bit of a different story. Looks like the Jade Wizard of Life has taken a bit of punishment, but it's going to be able to escape and get that decent value. And Karl Franz coming in here and slapping that Master so hard there, tearing him apart in a matter of seconds. His brother here has come to his aid, which will do some nice damage to Karl Franz, especially with the Overwatch fire from the crossbows. The Master doing a little bit better now that his buddies are here, but Jesus, that was a pure hammering coming in. A big Earthblood going down, trying to keep this pocket of strength fighting here, but in comes Malekith as well, and this is a big engagement. Very well played by both players. The battlefield was quite stretched. The Hammer of Witches up to 20 kills, just get free reign of fire, and the Empire need to regain their footing back here, because Karl Franz has been beaten back here by the Avenging Master, avenging his brother. Malekith popped in here as well, and the constant fire from the Dark Riders looks like they're going to be able to drive Karl Franz off. Now, Papa Palpatine's formation was really nice, but it is quite close to the board edge. Actually, no, he's got plenty of room back there. It's a bit of a weird map deployment-wise, so he could come back, but oh no, he has in fact been shattered. And the Dark Elves certainly in the driving seat so far, but it is not over at all. The Jade Wizard taking an absolute hammer in here, unfortunately. He really needs to stay alive to keep the the hearts of the Empire warriors fighting. He's going to be fleeing back here, but Malekith is being targeted down by the Hammer of Witches, which is relatively undefended now. These Dark Riders could pop over here and hop on here, but it looks like some Cold War Knights are coming to seal the deal. Empire certainly need to fall back here, regain their footing and protect the Hammer of Witches, but Dark Riders slam down the hill here, and they will carve up the Hammer of Witches crew in a matter of seconds, and I think that is going to be game over, I'm afraid. Silver Bullets trying to defend the high grounds here, but Dark Riders launching themselves into combat to use their horses to crush these poor men of the Empire. Another fat Soul Stealer come down as well, getting a huge blob, and there's still a lot of men of the Empire left. Swordsmen, Sigma Sons, Spearmen, but it's just nothing elite left. Knights of the Blazing Sun do hop back here, and these guys are relatively healthy. 39 of them managed to beat back the Dark Rise and protect the Hammer of Witches, but in comes Malekith. He is slightly isolated now. If the Empire can surround him and drag him down, that's certainly a good way back into the game for them. Over comes the Marshmallow, and he's really going to help out in this engagement. He will do fantastic up against Knights of the Blazing Sun, dragging them down, and these poor Hammer of the Witches crewmen are slowly being eaten here, and now filled with arrows, which is a pretty horrific turnaround for them, unfortunately. Balance of power still relatively even, though, because considering the huge amount of Empire troops still left on the field, but with no Karl Franz, I don't think it's going to be possible. Dark Rise do rally in the back line. They can simply force off the Silver Bullets and escort them off the field. The very beat-up Master actually survived his early engagement with Karl Franz. That scuffle hurting him badly, though. 145 health could be used to chase off routing units now, would probably be his best bet. Knights of the Blazing Sun still going strong, repping the Sigma as much as possible, but there's nothing to bring down Malekith, and he probably still has one Soul Stealer left in the bag, I would assume, which is going to be able to heal him up quite nicely. There's still a Master here as well, and combined they will do a fantastic job. But it looks like Malekith is slightly isolated as we speak. Knights of the Blazing Sun and Swordsman trying to surround him and drag him down off his Cold One. Certainly not the same melee combatant he is with his dragon, but a nice Gaze of Malice coming in, flinging these troops to the ground and soon to break them, and that is the problem. The force of the Empire with no leadership is simply going to break, and there's still a relatively large amount of units for the Dark Elves to skirmish and chase off opponents. Looks like the Master does break just by coming into contact with some Routing Swordsmen. Don't blame him, those Routing Swordsmen look rather scary to me. But as you can hear, Knights of Blazing Sun do start to retreat. Balance power going more and more in favour of the Dark Elves here and Geese Howard. Simply a few Spearman units holding the line with Sigma Sons. But they're going to be skirmished into the Infinity Realm by the Dark Riders, and the Hero Corps should be able to take them down pretty effectively. Looks like over in the far ground, Silverbird still running for the hill. Some Dark Riders have come back, but Papa Palpatine going to be bowing out here. Papa Palpatine showing unlimited power! Run, Karl Franz, run! Tis over indeed. Not even Anakin can save Palpatine this time. Yeah, needing more space to make the artillery work, I agree completely. I liked the initial position of the Hellblaster on top of that hill. Got some really cool overarching shots, but as the game went on, it really did neuter its effectiveness. It couldn't shoot so much as the hill actually got in its way, and he didn't protect that huge flank. That wasn't the centre of his formation. It was on the right-hand side, slightly isolated. So Geese Howard, after taking a few initial losses and some good play by Papa Palpatine, he overloaded that left-hand flank of his, drove up the hill, took out the Hellblast, and from there he had the high ground, had the advantage, and did some pretty decent work. But fun game overall. Knights of Blazing Sun certainly repping Sigma hard with the 171 kills. I do love the Hellblaster pick, but it wasn't quite enough there. GG's. I started off so badly. You did, but you came back, man. GG, well played. Palpatine feeling like he threw the game, but I thought he did pretty good overall.